Hey guys. Cassell, is Jason joining in from the other place, or is he back with you? There's some hard ones out there. There's some hard workout videos. Cool. I'll give it another minute or so. If anybody else joins in, we'll get rolling. All right, Carol's joined in. We got a few more joined in. Good. What's up, guys? All right, so for equipment, you just need a couple light to moderate dumbbells and a mat, and that should be all you need. At the end of the workout, I will use a foam roller just for a little stretch before we go, but you shouldn't need one if you don't have it. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use a rolled up towel, just kind of long ways. Just roll it up into kind of a circle shape. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start. Everybody moving around a little bit to warm up some. So, some arm swings. And if you like to add your own warm up, go for whatever gets your heart rate going a little bit, get you loosened up. So we're just going in and out with the arms. I'm going to get a little wider with your feet. And let's just go up and across. And we're going to alternate side to side. And I've been doing a lot of those oblique workout exercises, and we've got a few more, I think, today even. So I've been a little sore in my obliques. I'm going to have us reach down toward the floor, go wider with your feet, down towards the ground. Slowly walk your hands towards one direction, and then the other. Go one more each way. Bring us back up and go for some of those swimmers that we've been working on the past couple workouts. Switch forwards. I said your feet a little bit wider. Let's do some rotation. So I'm going to reach as far as I can in this direction and reach. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my 10. Let's go for some jumping jacks here. Go ahead and start them off. Go at your own pace. If you need a modification here, we're just stepping to the side and then back in together. That way it puts less impact on your knees. Let's try to go for a total of about 30 seconds, not 30 minutes. That's variation. We'll punch in there. You can also hop forwards and backwards. And slowly bring that down to a stop. Find something to balance with. Swing a leg up and back. Kicking it out in front of you and behind you. Another leg swing you can do is side to side. Whatever one feels better for you. Almost hard to do with nothing to hold on to. And same thing with the other, about 10 to 15 swings. If you like to go forwards and backwards, go here. Maybe try to kick your hand up the top of each rep. Keep on moving. I'm going to turn my fan on. Get some air movement. All right, so let's slowly reach to your toes. Try to feel the back of your legs getting stretched, and we're walking out. Go all the way to the floor and push up. Let's sit back over your feet. Let's walk back up. And overhead. Let's go for one more of those. Towards your toes. Walk out. Lower down, press up. Back over your feet. And walk back up with your hands. All right, we should be nice and warm, nice and loose. Everybody got that? So equipment, just a couple dumbbells, a mat, and we'll be ready to go. All right, let's start you off with some of the harder exercises on the list. I've got two 10-pound weights. 10s are lighter or fine. If you don't have weights, just try to pretend like you've got those in your hands and do the same motion. So there should be about shoulder width apart. I typically have about a 45-degree angle coming in together. From here, my feet are at least that same width. Coming down to a plank, make sure our back isn't dropping down. So up in line, and we're going to alternate that row. 1, 2, 3. The modification here is from that position, just tap the shoulders or pretend like you're doing that row side to side. If you're still working on those, I'm going to call it about 8, 9, 10. I'm going 10 more reps. 12. Try to keep your hips as stable as you can. And try not to let them shift side to side as you do this exercise. 16, 18. I've got 19, 20. All right. Stand up, give yourself a little break. Let's use your same weights. We're doing a curl, squat, overhead press, and then reversing that process. So I want to make my feet about shoulder width. I'm going to curl my weights up. I squat. I push all the way overhead. I'm going to reverse that process on the way back down. Curl, squat, push, squat, back up, and lower your weights. Try to give me a little pause at the bottom of each repetition. That way we're not swinging back and up for that curl. So curl, squat, push, squat, back up, and then lower your weights. Let's see if I can keep that same pattern going. Nice work. I've got 4 in. Let's go for 10. 5. I'm going to do it again. Curl, squat, push, squat, back up, and lower the curl down. 6. Curl, squat, push, squat, back up, and then lower down. 7. 3 to go. 8. My dog sees a squirrel out there. That's why he's trying to get out the door. Curl, squat, push, squat. Up. There's 9. 1 left. Curl, squat, push, back down, and we'll lower down. Nice job. All right, let's give yourself a little breather. I'll give you a couple more chances for some water breaks today. All right, we're going to do the same 2 exercises. Renegade rows. That's where we're in the high plank position. We're pulling up, up. So I'm going to go for that same 20 count. Again, pretend like you can have weights. Don't, but you still get a good squeeze through your back and work your core a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Core's locked in tight. 6, and trying to avoid letting your hips wiggle side to side. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 5 more to go. Stay strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you got it. Good. All right. All right, next up, let's see. When we do our squat, if you're looking at me from the side, you want to make sure we're keeping those weights close to you. If you let them fall down here, it's going to pull you forward. Also, as we squat, we want to make sure that we're getting your butt down and we're not doing this type of a motion when you squat. So your chest should stay relatively upright. All right, let's start with weights to your side. Curl, squat, push. Do the same squat again. Then lower your weights down from the curl. That's 1 cycle through. There you go, good. 2. Let's see if we can make it all the way to 10. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Almost there. Should be getting a little winded from doing some of those squats, using a lot of oxygen through your big muscle groups in your legs. 8. 1 more. And back down, good. Let's give you a break for your shoulders, break for your legs. Get you a little water if you need. All right, the next one is going to be a curtsy lunge to an upright row. So we're going to have 1 weight. I'm going to start with the weight in my right hand. My left foot's going to be my anchored foot. Going down into a curtsy lunge, which means I'm stepping to the side as I go into that. My weight's hanging straight down here beneath me. As I step back together, I'm going to pull that weight up. So I'll show you with the resistance. So a curtsy lunge, and pull back up to the top. Lunge, 2. And as I do that pull, the weight stays close to my body. 3, that, okay? So curtsy lunge, pull up. 4. If you can't quite get that lunge, just side step over and do a little bend and back up. I'm going to say that's 5, 6, 7, 8. How about 2 more? 9, 10. Let's switch it over to the other side. Left hand has the weight. My right foot's going to be the main anchored leg. And down. 1, 2, 3. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you pull that knee up with you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. And there's my 10. Good. For the next one, we're going down to the floor. I'll lower my camera just a bit. All right. So try to find a soft surface for your hands. It's going to be a little tough on your wrists. So we're going to be in basically just this bridge position. I'm going to kick out 1 foot, and I'm trying to lower and raise with that 1 leg. If that's a bit challenging, use both feet on this one. Just push up. Okay? So let's go for 10 on 1 leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's tough on your wrists, you can come down to your elbows and do the same thing. 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's my 10. A little break for your arms. We're doing 10 on the other foot. Ready? Lower, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's my 10. Your legs and arms and wrists a little break. Roll them out like that. That should help loosen those wrists up. Going to side plank repetitions. There's a couple different variations here. So lightest intensity, hand either up or on your hip. We're gonna lift and then back down. If that's not tough enough for you, feet straight, same lift. And again, if that's not tough enough for you yet, we're gonna go up with the top leg. Ready? And up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 to go, 8, 9, there's my 10. I'm going to spin you around. We're not taking too much time on these. All right, let's see if we can go for the 10 at the hardest intensity that you can get with keeping good form. If you notice your form's breaking, regress down to that next lightest intensity. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. There's my 10. Yeah. You need a little stretch after that one. Pull that leg across for you. And we should be feeling the stretch on the outside of the hip on those muscles that we're using to lift your lower body up. I'm gonna crank my fan a little more. 3. All right, so back up to your feet. Weight's gonna be in my right hand. My left foot is my anchor point. Curtsy lunge, upright row. Curtsy lunge, and row. 2. Again, if you can pull that foot up with you. 3, that'll help work on your balance a little. 4, 5, your other hand can be on your hip, down your side, right here. 7. Going 3 more reps. 3, 2. Got my 10. Gonna switch sides. Now my left hand has the weight, right foot's my anchor. Going over to that side, pulling up and doing my row. 1, 2. As I do the upright row, I should feel my delt or my shoulder muscles doing that lift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's my 10. All right, so second round on those single leg bridges. I'm going to add a little bit of intensity for those of you that can. My hands are a little closer together now. I'm going to do that same lower and lift with the one leg. The only difference is at the top, I'm going to tap, if it's my left foot, my right hand. And I lower down, tap. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be feeling your glute here. 8, 9, and there's my 10. All right, I'm switching directions. Give your wrists a little roll if they're getting tight or tender on you. All right, that was my right leg pushing. I'm gonna switch to my left leg pushing. All right, ready? We're gonna lift and touch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 10. Again, Again, if you need that stretch, give those muscles a little break. Should be a glute burner. All right, side plank repetitions. I'm gonna go to the modified form the second round. For those of you that need this, so my elbow's right underneath my shoulder. I want this leg tucked kind of in line with my body. Try not to have it too far in front of you. Hand up around your hip, and we're gonna lift, slowly lower. I don't want to rest at the bottom, I'm just tapping the floor, and then raising back to that next repetition. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 reps, 9, and there's my 10. So this is an exercise where if you find yourself traveling towards your feet, that means you're prying yourself a little bit too far away with this arm. We want to think of this just as a support pillar. And same thing here, we don't want to push with your knee. We're just keeping that as a base to lift from and then slowly return. 2, or if you're on your feet, same thing. It should be a lift and then lower, and you shouldn't be sliding away from your arm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How about 2 more? 9, 10. Good. All right. I'm going to bring you back up to your feet for the next few exercises. Now we're working on what I call Romanian deadlift, which is a single leg exercise. You can use something to balance in front of you if you need. We're starting on one foot, we're kicking back. We're going to lower those weights close to your leg. We don't want to think this is a reach out front. So they're in close to your body or your center of mass. Once we get here, we're doing a fly, and then I'm going to have you stand back up to the top. So this can be a challenge on your balance. So one foot's here, I kick back, fly, and then stand. If you can keep that foot off the floor, for the pros, go for it. 3. Count 4 here, and let's go to 10. 5. Try to keep your hips and shoulders squared up to the ground in front of you. 6, and avoid letting your hips roll open to do that motion. 7. Got 3 more on this leg. Should be burning on you a little by now. 3. 2. Shoulders stay packed, chest out, shoulders back. And 1. Good. Take a little breather. So if you can see yourself from the side at all, when we get to the bottom of that, make sure your back is flat and we don't have any rounding to your spine. So now my other foot's balancing. Kick back, fly, and then pull back up. 2, 3. Sometimes it helps to find a focal point. 4, maybe a couple feet out in front of you, and keep your eyes fixed on that. 7. I'm going to go 3 more repetitions here, keeping my good form. 3, 2, and 1. All right, after that one, we're going to do an alternating curl. So if you have the heavier set of weights, go ahead and grab those. And alternating just means one arm at a time. As that one's traveling down, I'm switching sides. I'm going to call this number 1, 2. I get a little rotation in there as I do mine. 3, 4. So the palm's facing in towards my body at the bottom, but it's curling and rotating up towards my chest at the top of that range. So I'm going to go maybe 10 more repetitions here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Looks good. 5. Make sure if you go from the side. 4. That your elbow stays underneath your shoulder. And we're not swinging those weights this direction. All right, so we've got 20 repetitions there. And I'm going to keep both weights in my hands. If you need to lighten up for lighter weight, that's okay. I'm going to bring them out here in front of my body. So my bumps or my plates are bumping together. I'm going to take my feet out wider than a regular squat. Weights in my heels, and I'm going to angle my toes to the side for a sumo squat. So we're going down here, keeping your knees wide, and we're doing more of those upright rows at the top of each repetition. You ready? And the lower as low as you can get, keeping your chest up. Upright row. 1, 2. I'm going to take us all the way to 15 here. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going slow and controlled. I don't want to use any momentum on this one. Should feel your muscles squeezing at the top of that row. Also those big glute muscles and quads driving you up from the ground. How about 5 more reps? 5, 4, 3, 2, and you got them. Good. All right, how about a little drink? Time to shake your arms out a bit. So I'm transitioning most of my workouts into about a 45-minute time frame. I think that works a little bit better for most people. And next week, start looking for these little 15-minute, maybe 20-minute at most workouts that I'll upload that are good to pop off during your lunch break. So if you're looking for a little time away from the desk, it's a perfect amount of time to just move a little bit and feel better. Okay, ready. Let's grab your weights. I'm gonna give you a front view for this second time through on the fly. So Romanian deadlift. I've got my balance on one leg. I usually do like a little hop here. It helps me find my center of balance. I'm gonna kick back. From here, fly, and pull back up to the top. 1, 2, going all the way to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6. If you need to use something for balance, like the edge of a chair, that's okay. 7, you can hold on to it with one hand as you do this exercise, and just fly with that other. 2 more.
I know you're a monster.
9. Ooh, lost it there. 1 more. And 10. All right, a little break. Shake your leg. Same count on the other side. Are you ready? Get your balance, do a little hop. We're gonna hinge, fly, back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 to go. 8, 9. Got him. Good. All right, we're going to alternate our curl next. So again, from the side view, make sure your elbow stays right underneath you as you do that curl. Try not to travel forwards or backwards on this one. We're going to alternate. And if you've got lighter weights, I'm going to go for a little higher count on this second round through. 3, 4, 5. Let's go all the way to 30. That'll be 15 per side. Controlled on the lower. I don't want to let it swing behind me. I'm about halfway through. Let's go 15 more repetitions. 3, 4. It's always good practice to keep your stomach squeezed in a little snug. Keep your core engaged. 5. Even if you're not having to use it particularly for that exercise. I don't know where I'm at on count. Let's go 3, 2. Got it. Good. Let's give your biceps a little break. And we're doing a sumo squat with that upright row. Let me give you a side view for this one. So my feet are really wide. toes angled out, pointing slightly to the side. My weights are in close to my body. I sink down as low as I can get with my heels staying on the floor, and then pull up at the top. 2, 3. Let's keep those going. Let's go to 15. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if you can do 5 more repetitions with me. 5, 4, 3. Elbows should be a little higher than your hands up top. 2. And you got them. All right, so we're ready to play a little brain game on the next one. Let's see if we can keep the coordination on this. It's going to be a little challenging. So, I'm going to use one of my weights from the floor. So I'll guide you which one. Let's go right hand has the weight. I'm going to start with both feet here. If you need a little more challenge, we can lift your feet higher. I'm going to start from this position. I'm going to use this other hand either on my abdomen to feel it squeezing in, or try to stick your fingers underneath your low back. If you can feel a gap, try to squeeze down where you don't have much gap underneath you. So as I lower this right side dumbbell to the floor, I'm going to lower my left leg with it, and then push back up to the top and return to home base here. So you'll lower, and then push back up together. 2, 3, need more challenge, feet are up here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Good. Let's drop your legs, take a little break. I'm going to switch that over to my left hand. Start with your feet off the ground. As I lower my left hand weight, my right foot drops and push back up together. Good. Core's in snug that whole time. 2, 3, 4. If you can't quite lower all the way, that's okay. You can kick out to here. 5, or lower with a bent knee. 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. There's my 10. We're moving on to a sit-up. We're going to keep that one weight. If you can keep a hold of it, let's go for that. If you need to drop it down, that's fine. So this time I'm going to have my weight in my right hand. I'm going to extend my left leg, but keep my right one bent. And I'm going to see if I can sit all the way up and keep that overhead. If you can't quite make it, that's okay. Drop the weight, see if you can do it. If you still can't do that, I'll work on just a crunch with you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I keep that other hand on my abdomen to feel those muscles working. 9. And there's my 10 and nice job. Let's switch it over. Left hand has the weight. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Let's do that same count. My other hand's over here on my abdomen, feeling those muscles work to pull up. Ready, and lift. Slowly lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. There's my 10. Good. All right, I got one more in that grouping. We're doing a prone press up. So this is just for back health. This isn't necessarily hard or challenging. I'm gonna flip over to my stomach. If I do a lot of flexion exercises like sit-ups and crunches, you need to make sure I'm doing this motion as well. This helps keep the low back in check. So we're just pushing up either to your elbows. If that's not enough stretch, Up to your hands as long as your hips stay on the floor. Let's go down to the floor. Take a little break out of the stretch. I'm going to do one more there with you. Ready? Push. And hold. And I always follow that one up with a child's pose stretch back over my feet. Should feel really good on your back there. All right, going back to that single arm press and leg drop. If you need more of a challenge on this one, if your weight's not very heavy, we can do a fly. So out to the side versus a push like we were doing here. So both feet are up. I'm gonna lower and then push. If you need more of a challenge, we're gonna fly out to the side and then squeezing up together, or you can even do something like a skull crusher there as you lift back up to the top. So I'll show you that from the side. Skull crusher would be here. And then push versus the press. This is how to go. So my right arm has the weight, left leg is dropping. I'm gonna call this 5. Use your hand here to squeeze in tight, feel those muscles working. 6, or underneath your back. 7, to make sure there's not a gap as you lower your leg. 8, 9, last one. There's my 10, good. Switching to my left hand. On the weight, feet up, my right leg's gonna be dropping. Ready, and lower. Push, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more. There's my 10, good. Let's set that off to the side if you don't need it. If you still want to use it for that sit-up, let's go for that. So my left hand has the weight. I'm going to keep my left knee bent, right leg extended, and I'm pulling all the way up, and slowly lowering back down. 2, 3, 4, control your speed on that lower phase. 5, don't let your body just drop back. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 9, there's 10, good. A little break between your two sides. We're gonna switch the weight to your right hand. Left leg is gonna be extended out and your right knee bent. Weights over your shoulder and chest, ready, set, let's pull up. And back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10, and I'll lower back down with that one again. And let's go to that same press up. So from my belly, I'll push up. Let's hold for about 20 or 30 seconds. I should feel a little stretch in my abdomen. Maybe a little bit of, not necessarily a pain, but maybe a little tightness in my lower back. Or pressure would be another word for that. Looking up. We're gonna relax to the floor. Let's try one more of those. Push up. And slowly lower back down. We're gonna finish that off with a child's pose stretch. All right, let's work our way back up. And I'm gonna change my angle just a little. That way you can see me as I push overhead. All right, I got my 10-pound dumbbells. I'm gonna start with those kind of out here in front of me. So I'm gonna block my head from your vision here. So I'm gonna go from there out to the side, and then push all the way over the top. I'm only going to drop to my elbows are about shoulder height. I don't want to drop too low on this one, okay? So then we're bringing it back in. Go out to the side, push. You can do this standing or seated or kneeling. Whatever's more comfortable for you. I've got 3 cycles here at the top. Let's see if you can make 10. 4. This should be burning pretty good by the end. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. And there's my 10. Good. All right, let's drop those down, give your shoulders a little break, and let's go for a dumbbell kickback. So a lot of people like to use something to support themselves. That's fine. If you want to use just your knee, that's okay as well. I'm going to start with keeping my elbow at about shoulder height on this one, and think of swinging a hammer directly back behind you, and then try to control the lowering phase. So I don't want to swing and then back here. Elbows locked in. Ready? Let's kick. Slowly lower. Kick. Slowly lower. Try to squeeze those triceps from the back of your arm there. Each repetition, especially if you have a light weight here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go a couple more repetitions. See who can make 15. 11, 12, 13. 2 left. Unstable. All right, test. Y'all there? Good. I just had a little notice that it was getting glitchy. Kick, and then back down. 1, 2. Keep going. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off. Okay. I'm going to call that 4, 5, 6, 7. Control the speed on the lower. Try to squeeze those muscles in the back of your arm. 9, 10, looks good. How about 5 more to finish that set? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's drop that off to the side. And I'm going to finish with some stretching with everybody. All right. So if you're still working, you're still sitting at home in your version, you're starting with 1 foot way behind you and your heel up. I'm going to drive my hips forward. I need to make sure my belly stays squeezed in, and I'm not letting my back arch on this motion. So my stomach is squeezed, my hips are tilted back, and I'm driving my whole body forward there. And I should feel the front of this leg that's trailing behind me. I'm going to breathe. If you need to take some repetitions in it, that's fine. Hold as long as you can, and take a little break, and then kind of repeat that same process. If you want to do that when kneeling, same motion. I'm going to point that toe away. Hands on my hips. I'm going to tuck my hips underneath and drive my body forward. All right, let's go ahead and switch it up. I'm going to do this side kneeling. So right knee's on the floor, left leg is in front of me. I'm going to straight it out pretty far. My hips are tucked underneath, so I shouldn't have any arch to my low back. Then I'm driving my body forward. And you should be able to hold the kneeling a little bit longer than you can with the standing. I feel like I get a better stretch here than up on my feet. If you need to increase the intensity there, another thing you could do would be pull that foot up behind you. Make sure you keep your hips tucked, and then we're driving forward again. That could be a little tough on your leg or your knee, depending on your pattern, so be careful. All right, we're going to go for an adductor hamstring stretch. So hamstrings, if you're sitting all day and your knee's in this flexed position, that shortens and tightens these muscles here, your hamstrings, the back of your legs. So let's take your feet out nice and wide. Let's try to keep your toes pointing forward. And you can start by walking your hands pretty far out in front of you. Let me go back down a little bit lower on my camera angle. Okay, so start with them out in front of you a good bit. Make sure you got straight knees, and then we're just kind of walking back as far as you can walk. And just hold them right there in the middle. move your hands in one direction or the other. I'm gonna go back facing you. I'm gonna go up to my right. Try to keep my toes pointing forwards. Maybe a little to my left. Or if you like to hang out just right there in the middle, that's fine. All right, I've got a foam roller. So I haven't used this yet in my videos. So the only thing I'm going to use it for today is just a place under my thoracic spine. And that's going to be the point kind of at the base or lower portion of your shoulder blades. So I don't want to have it too high up on my neck. I definitely don't want to make it too low down here because that's going to put a lot of stress on my low back. I want to start with the base of the shoulder blades. I support my head and neck with my hands. I want to keep my abdomen tucked in tight so I don't let your low back arch to do this motion. So I'm squeezed in. I'm going to try to let my upper back arch over with keeping my hips stable. So don't let them lift. Stay right there where you're at, and we're going to try to arch over the roller. I'm going to have you hold about 10 seconds. And slowly crunch forward to give your back a little break out of that. So this is a good one to do, especially if you're, again, working at your desk all day or you're working on something in front of you. This is a great breaker or way to stretch out that opposite direction. Internally rotated arms, which is this direction. Since we're working in here and we're hollowing in all day, it's going to be good to open up your shoulders and chest and keep your neck and back healthy. So I'm going to start winding things down there to keep it at the 45-minute time marker. But thanks, everybody. I've got a few shout-outs today. I wanted to say thanks to Jason and Cassell. They have been tuning in to pretty much every workout, and they've been busting their butts. So awesome job, guys. You guys have been crushing it. Also, Joni, if you're watching, or if you do watch in the future, you've done a great job with keeping your log going and emailing that to me once a week. And then Sarah and Kent, you guys have been crushing too. So hopefully you guys can find some different ways to rig up some weights and something a little bit heavier than some wine bottles. So my challenge for the week would be to stretch for 10 minutes every day. It could be whatever stretch you want to do, any time of day. I just want you to stretch for 10 minutes on a daily basis. Last thing, let's see. I want you to do either a daily walk or run, pending that your weather is okay. So get outside, even if it's just for like 5 minutes, enjoy some sunshine, get some vitamin D, and get out of the house. Just, stay safe, stay distanced, but just get around out of the house a little bit. So thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll shut you down there. I'll see everybody again on Friday, hopefully. And if not, you can always tune into my videos after they're uploaded. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.